At Future Shop, we're going to be launching the first 3D television tomorrow, which is March 26th. But that's just the first of about 11 different 3D televisions that we will be launching over the next 90 days. So we have a very busy launch schedule to launch all of these technologies. But with each manufacturer, such as Sony, Samsung, Panasonic, and LG Electronics, we'll be doing separate launches with each of them. So the good news is this is the first of many more to come.
You can actually convert your movie to 3D now. It takes them about a year to do a major movie, but they've just announced they're going to pull that down to about 16 weeks, they're hoping, as the technology advances. And now, because Avatar's so successful and because Alice in Wonderland is so successful, they're all driven now to do it. So it's almost like when you first have these technologies, when they come out, they're very expensive. Within a year, it's tumbled, and that's all us consumers consume. The prices drop, and that's what's happening now. And by next year, I think those technologies will be advancing hugely. So the normal films, even the producer of Resident Evil 3D, there was some shots they could not do in 3D technically, so they're upgrading 2D shots to 3D, and there's a match. You can't tell the difference as an audience. Simply that you have to use two cameras. Conventionally with 3D, you had to have the two cameras at 90 degrees, and you had to shoot through a mirror like that to get two images. So you have two separate cameras recording, and they're combined at the end. And now, with the advent of these miniature cameras I was talking to now, you can do them side by side and get the 3D. They can almost get them to where a human eye is the distance. So you shoot it, you edit it, everything is done in 2D. It's only the final process where they're put into 3D. It's purely the rigs. It's called the rigs. So if you actually get two domestic camcorders and put them side by side and record them, if you can then put them together into a 3D image, you have 3D, that's all.
You know, I think there's a huge amount of potential for television. I mean, you think about the revolution that took place in television with respect to reality TV. And how that sort of revolutionized the TV business. I think 3D could actually revolutionize TV as well. You think about TV producers and directors actually creating 3D shows, 3D content specifically for that medium. I think that television has a very exciting future because of 3D.
The internet has really pushed these revolutions, and it's helped to. And this is bigger than the Industrial Revolution, and the internet has really caused that. So, yeah, I mean, people probably spend more time on their computers now than they do watching television. So therefore, you have a lot of hungry, especially young people out there who are going to say, right, and they're going to be the ones, These new systems here have tied in with them a pulsing which automatically syncs, so that's why they're so good, the images. But with the conventional glasses, like you get, if you go to the IMAX theatre, you get these newer glasses. With a pair of those, you can watch 3D on the internet, and it'll be really good. It'll certainly within 10 years, it'll all be 3D. I think. I don't think that we can stop it. And I think it's exponential that it starts to accelerate. And I think now, looking at the movies that are coming in 3D this year alone, it's a driving force now. It's not a fad. This is a reality. My next movie is a sci-fi. It's a very dark sci-fi thriller. It's just born for 3D because I can scare people. But and obviously these big arena movies are made for 3D action, sci-fi, everything. That's your big experience. But I would love to see, and I said on the panel earlier, Lawrence of Arabia in 3 dimensions, and I think it'll bring an audience back to that film who don't necessarily know about David Lean. Dr. Zhivago would be amazing in 3D, these stuff. And if you look at even costume dramas or modern dramas, it's going to become the norm. It's just like when we first had televisions, we were looking at it being really surprised that we could see stuff. It's just going to be the norm because you get what your eye sees, you get what we as human beings are seeing. We're not stuck anymore with this two-dimensional image. It's not a natural image, 2D. It's actually not. And as soon as you look at 3D and then back to 2D, you'll see. So I think it'll improve any drama. I think so, and I think I was saying earlier, when there's a lot of animated kids films, they're all coming out on 3D, so there's going to be a lot of kids throughout the world who are going, come on, we need a 3D television at home, and that's going to drive, certainly, gamers are going to go, and they already are, and if you look on the internet, it's all over the place, so they're all pushing, and they're going to drive it. Then the consumer will just follow because the prices tumble.
As an industry, we have to get more 3D screens ready. Right now, there's only, I think, about 6% of screens in North America that are 3D capable. And so, as an industry, we have to get more screens ready to accommodate all the films that are coming out. But as far as the impact on TVs, I think, as we've seen over the course of the last 20, 25 years, there's an interconnectivity between people that are watching movies in the theater and people who are watching movies at home. And so if they're enjoying their experience in the theaters, then they're going to want to enjoy it again in the home. So I think, again, more screens that are capable of running 3D, more televisions in the home that are capable of running 3D, but it enhances that symbiosis that has existed for, like I said, for about 25 years.
We look at 3D as very similar to the launch of HD. When HD first started, it was a new technology. Customers weren't too certain about it. There wasn't a lot of HD content at the time. So we think that this is going to be a similar launch. As people get more comfortable with 3D and as more content is available, it will become a bigger and bigger consumer need, or there'll be more demand for it from consumers.